I want to speak Arsenal a little bit. I want to speak Arsenal a little bit here as well. And any questions you guys have got about any of the top six, feel free to send them in to us and we will answer them. Arsenal, there's another story circulating that Arsenal could be about to start pursuing or could be in for Leroy Sane. Obviously, they've missed out on Rafinha. They've missed out on Lissandro Martinez. They clearly want a winger, a wide person. Zinchenko looks all but done. That's going to happen. That'll be over the line. And they're going to move for Leroy Sane next. Firstly, do you think they've got the pull right now, essentially, as in the status, the money, the manager, to bring in a player like Leroy Sane?
No, is the short answer. I don't think Arsenal have what it takes to attract a Champions League player to play Europa League football, with all due respect. And this is, something that I spoke about during the season as well. When it comes to Arsenal, they needed to finish fourth, because they really needed that we have Champions League pull, which you see, Spurs are doing really well right now. Spurs, for me, have done the most impressive business, out of everyone in the league. So when it comes to Arsenal, I don't think they can attract Leroy Sane, to be honest with you. I think, Leroy Sane is 100% a Champions League player. He's definitely someone that is deserving to play Champions League football. So when it comes to Arsenal, I don't think Sane is even... He's probably going to pull a Locatelli and not even, just answer the phone. So, I'm not even thinking that's a possibility. I think Sane, even if he does leave Bayern, it's going to be to a club who plays Champions League football. He's more likely to go to Spurs now than he is Arsenal, in my opinion. I think that's how, good he is. He deserves to play Champions League football. I don't think, he would go to Arsenal. But Arsenal themselves are doing good business. I think Jesus is a good signing. I think that Fabio Vieira as well is a good signing. They've done really well for themselves, Arsenal. But once again, they need to get Champions League football this season. So they can't, do 8th and then 5th. They need Champions League football badly this year. So for me personally, do I see Leroy Sane becoming an Arsenal player? Absolutely not. I don't think it's possible for me. I think I see Sane as a high-level elite winger in Europe, in world football. So he definitely ain't going to go to Arsenal. I think he's going to go to a Champions League club. PSG, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Spurs, these are different clubs because they got Champions League. Or he could actually go to, maybe a Madrid or a Barcelona. That could be a possibility, but definitely not Arsenal. I just don't see that happening. So, yeah, with all due respect to the Arsenal fans, before they get triggered.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the link in itself, I mean, this has come from... I'm quoting Ben Jacobs here that was on our show the other day. He stated that I've not heard rumblings at Chelsea's end, but I've actually heard more rumblings from Arsenal. So it feels like Arsenal kind of looking at it and monitoring the situation, as it were. I think Arsenal can sign him, though. I think they've got the status, the size, the money to bring him in. The problem they will have, and it's the opinion that I've held on De Jong all summer. Man United could sign De Jong. But if Chelsea or Liverpool or City or PSG tomorrow said, well, we'll match everything, but come to us instead, we're losing him. It's how you guys got Darwin Núñez in front of us. I think that's the fear for Arsenal. And I think Arsenal would try and keep a deal like Leroy Sane as quiet as they possibly could for as long as they possibly could, because if somebody else does then try and swoop in, so a Liverpool, not that you would, I'm just using you as an example, a Chelsea who seemingly need another attacker, because it was believed that Barca would get either one of Dembele to re-sign or Rafinha in. They end up getting both. So I think it's a difficult deal for Arsenal to kind of get over the line. But I suppose the question around Arsenal is, have they signed their marquee player yet? Is the marquee player Gabriel Jesus? And this is a question I want to ask you. Have they signed that marquee player and it's now about filling their squad? Or is there still that star? Because for me, Rafinha would have been I think Gabriel Jesus is an excellent signing. Rafinha, for me, would have been the star signing this summer.
You don't think Jesus is a marquee signing?
I think he's a very good signing. I think he's a very good signing. But I think that if you look at the money they were willing to spend on Rafinha, that's their star. That would have been their star player, 9 on 60.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that.
It's almost, is there another 50, 60, 70 million pound player that Arsenal are going to try and sign, i.e. like a Sane? Not that he would cost that much, but the quality of the player. Or do you think it's going to be sort of Zinchenko level in the sense of sort of 30 to 40 million pound players now for the rest of the summer, and Gabriel Jesus will be the sort of the crowning jewel of their team type thing?
I think, do I expect it to happen? Probably not. but I don't think they need it to happen. I don't think they need that Marquee signing. I think Arsenal are in a state now where they need hardworking players. They need players who can implement what Arteta wants them to implement on the football pitch more than anything else. I'm giving you an example. If Jordan Henderson could implement the Arteta system 100% at Arsenal, Arteta would probably love to have him at Arsenal, because I think Arsenal now are trying to implement the Arteta system maybe to a T, and you've got these youngsters coming through that keep improving. Saka, Martinelli, you know, even you've got Sambi Lukonga, you've got other like youngsters for Arsenal who played really well last season. Didn't get them over the line, but they played really well. And you've got as well, Jesus is a youngster himself. So I think I don't necessarily look at Arsenal and think they need a Marquee signing to begin with. I think they need players that can fit the system, that can implement what Arteta wants to do more than anything else. I'd not really look on the Marquee side, because if they got 2-3 more players that, you know, like let's say of a Fabio Vieira level, okay, so he's like someone, okay, everyone knows, but he ain't Marquee, he ain't top 10, he ain't top 20, he's just someone who's a youngster, is exciting, is a prospect. If they get 2-3 more players of that level, then I think that's exactly what they need. People who can implement what Arteta wants to do, people who, you know, have the desire, the passion, the energy. They want to play for Arsenal, they want to prove themselves. That's what they're going to get them over the line. I don't think it's the Marquee signing. The Marquee signing is needed when Arsenal cement themselves as a top 4 club for 2 years in a row, for example. They cement themselves, they're competing. Then you go get a Marquee signing, 2 Marquee signings, and boom, you can go and win the league title. Same thing what we did with Alisson and Van Dijk, for example. That's when I think Arsenal need it. As of today, I don't think they need a Marquee signing at all, to be honest. So.
It's an interesting take. I mean, Trevor here, one of our members, has said, Terry, which club will hijack Tielemans to make a trifecta of hijacks? I think that's what I still think. Look, I appreciate the comment and everything else. I look at Arsenal and I think Arsenal do need more. I would rate their transfer in there right now 6.5. Once Zinchenko's done, 6.5 out of 10. And that's because they need another midfield player and they need another attacker, in my view. To Spurs look like they're going to, again, this is all on paper because we don't know how any of our teams are going to perform next year yet. But with what Spurs are doing and what I believe Chelsea will finish the summer off with, Arsenal to make top 4 need 2 minimum more signings after Zinchenko of a high level quality. You're talking 35 to 50 million pound players as a minimum. Whether one of them is seen as a bigger Marquee signing than Gabriel Jesus is a different conversation, I think. But I think they are going to need that. I think they need to go out because there's nowhere else for Arteta to go this year. I mean, they're at a point, Arsenal, where if they make top 4 this season, the following year they've got to be demanding winning the league. And I say that because no one who's in this top 6, you could maybe argue Spurs are, but no one inside this top 6 is a poor club or a club punching above its weight. We are all super rich with hundreds of millions of pounds of income that when your manager's been at your club 4 to 5 years, the only expectation you should have is we should be challenging for that league title. And that's where Arsenal are right now for me. So I don't think they've got the luxury of kicking the can too much. Now, if their number 1 target isn't available and they want to wait for him, I get it. But the expectations are there. And I know Gooners are feeling this now. I know Arsenal fans are looking ahead to this season and it's Arteta has to make top 4, look like he's on the edge, on the shoulders of the cities and the Liverpools, and has to look like he could go and win the Champions League the next year in terms of our team looks good enough to be able to do it. Doesn't mean you're the favourites, but Man United in the Champions League last year, from the first kick of the season, no one believed we could win the Champions League. As a minimum, when you're one of the top clubs in England, you should start a league campaign. If you're in the Champions League, there should be Arsenal could do it this year. That's where they've got to be. So I think they need to add more because the expectation from their fans is there. And when you go back to Leroy Sane as a player they're linked to, that's the level of player they now need to be going back in for. And if this rebuild is as good as they say, the manager is as good as they say, and I'm talking about the Arsenal fans that support all of what the Cronkies are doing, then they have to try and sign players like that. You know, Rafinha was a hard one to do. They nearly did it. They went for Lissandro Martinez. And at the time, United were more focused on a different Ajax player. They just missed out. I think they've got to keep aiming this high because they need that quality. They don't need a Bowen. They need someone who is Champions League quality already that can go in there and just take them to that next level. And obviously they're linked to a Paqueta as well, who's different. And that would be an example of a new midfielder that would just elevate them, in my opinion, to another level. And I'm intrigued to see what Arsenal do, because as I say, I would give them a 6.5 out of 10 right now. If they then went and got Paqueta and Sane, I'm giving them a 9.5 out of 10 for that kind of summer. Like, I'm talking about that, for me, would just be sensational. So I'm really intrigued to kind of see what Arsenal do next.